pallbearing, not at all scary. When I open like Fetty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My ground repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You flaring to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, Black Sun, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them, Rick flaring on them.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice to...
Where the PD fans at? PD. PV. PV. Come out and play. PV. Come out and play. Lino, come out and play. I need all the smoke. I need to see all the PV fans. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I need all the PV, all 12 of you niggas tonight. Y'all need to come up in full attention. You remember these? Uh-huh. You remember these? I bought this shirt for that exact reason. I knew this shit was gonna happen. All that line on PV versus every, you remember that? You remember this? I told you this shit wasn't gonna work. I told you that shit wasn't gonna work. But y'all ain't want to listen to me. I told y'all didn't have no quarterback. But y'all ain't want to listen to me. I told y'all niggas, y'all didn't have no quarterback. Lucas Cooley, the punt returner, you remember him? You remember when I talked about him? You remember the punt returner, 6 snaps? He was that guy doing this at the punt return? That boy looked like a deer in headlights. Y'all, you remember that? You remember that? Boy, oh, listen. Let's get into these takeaways. I ain't got no graphics. I'm just straight talking today. And call lines are open, okay? All them PV fans that had all that. D? Hey, remember D, you called in talk about something. Oh, man, we made the big stage. We made the big stage. Well, making the big stage, you gotta eat your crow. You gotta eat your crow. I'm gonna need to hear from you tonight, my boy. PV versus everybody. Nope, just PV versus another L. Listen, for real. I'm going to keep telling y'all, stop listening to these niggas. Okay? I feel like who are these niggas? We need to stay away from. Stop listening to these biased podcasts who love their school. They will not give you the real deal, holy field. All they talk about is, oh my God, our cornerback is so great. Oh, you can't wait and see. Oh my God, see, they don't know. They don't know. It's a lot of that. Stop listening to these dudes from these schools that have an allegiance. They're not going to tell you the real. I ain't got to see now one PV practice and tell you that they ain't got no quarterback. But let PV versus everybody else tell you he jumping on every podcast. He jumping on every platform. Oh, man, I can't wait for PV. Oh, man, you can't wait to see what PV does. I'm telling you guys right now. And listen, this has no shot to Anthony Wheaton. I think he's a great offensive coordinator. He called a bad game. Lucas Cooley wasn't good. Let me be very clear. Lucas Cooley was not good. And when I mean not good, he was garbage trucks. He was the drip. You know when a garbage truck leave your neighborhood and they leave the drip out your neighborhood, that was Lucas Cooley. Who, by the way, I told y'all niggas, he only had 6 snaps in his whole college career. The nigga was a punt returner. He was a guy on the punt return team. Right before they snapped the ball, he was doing this. That was him. And you was supposed to make me believe that Lucas Cooley was supposed to be. You were supposed to make me believe that Lucas Cooley was supposed to be the next best thing. I told y'all, Travion Conley wasn't all world, but Travion Conley knew how to throw the football. And I told y'all that if Travion Conley was with Anthony Wheaton, it would look better. He would look better. But nobody want to listen to me. Not nobody want to listen to me. Yes, that's the same Lucas Cooley from Friday Night Tykes. Yes, sir. Okay? At Houston for 2 years, never played. And listen, all the PV fans, y'all can get up here and talking about some, oh, Scotty Andrew never beat him. You're right. He didn't. KJ Cooper did. And listen, that Bama KJ Cooper, he's not all world, but he's great for what Chris Dishman wants to do. He is great for what he's solid with the football, great read, runs when he needs to run, makes great touch passes. I mean, he was dropping them junks on the money. He was dropping them junks on the money. PV's O-line looks like ass. Remember that guy? PV versus Lionel? Okay? Remember, see, first of all, you shouldn't be trusting a nigga named Lionel. You shouldn't be trusting a nigga named Lionel. Ain't Lionel the one with the blanket that be walking around Charlie Brown everywhere? Ain't that him? Shouldn't be trusting him. Shouldn't be trusting him. Anyway, PV versus everybody. He interviewing all the PV coaches, right? He bringing on PV coaches. He bring on the O-line coach. Oh yeah. That. Nigga, that O-line was ass. That O-line was ass. Absolutely ass. They couldn't block snow in a snowstorm. For real. They couldn't stop. They couldn't stop anything. And the PV defense, which is usually, let me be very clear, that PV front seven is usually very solid. Is usually very, very solid. They don't look good. They do not look good. And the offense made Shamar listen, I don't know who that kid number 3 is that came for PV. He actually made them look like something, when he had his opportunities, but it wasn't enough. Texas Southern had already got Texas Southern had got the momentum. Texas Southern was, they had so much confidence. It was ridiculous. Like, by the time number 3 came in, Texas Southern had enough confidence to get through the game to we're not giving this game away. Yeah, I like number 3. Number 3 is decent. I think number 3 is going to be number 3 got to be the guy. Lucas Cooley got to take his ass back to Houston. All right? Lucas Cooley got to take his ass back to Houston. Cam Peters looks way better than Lucas Cooley, right? He actually made the offense look like something, but it was too far behind because Texas Southern had already got all the confidence and they was good. They weren't worried about anything you were doing. Nothing scared them. Nothing scared their defense, right? And the one thing I like about Chris Dishman and first of all, let me be very clear. I wasn't a fan of the hire, but I thought it was better than Fred McNair. Listen, I'm tired of recycling head coaches, and I don't think Fred McNair would have been good at Texas Southern. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. I don't believe it. I don't care. I think Chris Dishman give Kevin Granger kudos for hiring Chris Dishman. It was an off-the-wall hire, but Fred McNair would have not worked at Texas Southern. You can't tell me nothing otherwise. I don't give a damn, right? But you got to give Chris Dishman, listen, he walking around like a god at Texas Southern. He need a statue built today. He need a statue built today at Texas Southern for winning that game because nobody had them winning that game. And the way they won, they dominated. There was no point in that game that I ever thought PV had a chance. I had it up. FAMU was here. Texas Southern and PV was right here. I watched the whole game. There was not one. The time that PV thought they was going to win is when the ref came out and did like this. That's the only time PV thought they was going to win. That game was over early. They dominated PV. I'm being very clear. Dominated. It wasn't like, oh, they got some fluke plays. It was a punt. It was a block this. It was straight. Run it down your throat. Make the throws. And we're going to beat you. And you can't do nothing for it. You can't do nothing with us. Texas Southern had their number from the jump. And I want to be very clear. Just so you niggas know, I be talking about what I be talking about. Let me bring something up because I text Coach KJ. You know, the legend, right? The legend, the PV legend. I texted him. And let me show you what I texted him. Just so you know, y'all Bamas know I don't be lying on my name. Because I know I told somebody that PV could get got. Right? So let me bring this up. I texted him on Thursday. Right? Want to show y'all what I said. Right? This is what I said. He said, nobody worried about Texas Southern. I said, okay, this is a perfect year to get clipped. That's all I'm saying. New OC, new quarterback. KJ says Texas Southern is ass. I said, okay. I left it at that. I'm just telling you. You guys act like I don't do this. I do this. So when I tell you when I tell you something, I feel like Linda, when I tell you something, please take it to the bank. Please take it to the bank. If I tell you a mouse can pull a cart, you hook the damn mouse up. If I tell you a cart, that mouse can pull a cart, hook the damn thing up. Hook the damn thing up. Because it's like that. That's all I'm saying, right? That's all I'm saying. So just so y'all Bammers know, it is what it is. Now, let's get to this Southern game. Let's talk about this Southern game. Let's talk about the band school, as G likes to call them. Let's talk about the band school. Listen, I got to keep it a buck, right? Southern's defense is solid. No ifs and buts about it. They got a big Bama on that joker, like 93. That Bama just be taking up space. Listen, that Bama like Vince Wilfork, okay, number 93 on that Southern D-line. He take up 2 gaps by himself, literally. Like he could just stand there and take up the A and the B gap. He's that big. Southern's defense is nice. It's nice. I'm not saying McNeese is all world. I'm not saying that at all. All right. I'm not saying McNeese is all world, but they played a very, very solid game defensively. Offensively, they are atrocious. Offensively, y'all niggas is ass. Ass. Like Alfalfa said, you are scum between my toes. Your offense is atrocious, right? So you got to figure that game out. Listen, you can say Southern self-sabotage. You can say, listen, this is the thing that kills me about fans. You can't walk into a game and forget there's 3 parts to a game. Like, fans do that shit. Like, special team, you have a whole special teams coach for a reason. You can't be like, man, if it wasn't for special teams, you act like they just added it yesterday. Like it's a new rule to football. Special teams is always a part of the game. And you don't care about it until it fucks you over. That's what kills me with fans. Man, we would have won that game if it wasn't for special teams. Did you not care about special teams? Do you not think special teams are important? Like, let me know. They didn't just add that to football yesterday and say, hey, oh, real quick, I'm sorry. New rule. We're going to implement kicking into football. I know it's last minute, guys. I know it's last minute. I need you to go find a kicker really quickly. And that's not how football works, man. Kicking has been around since the dark ages, since the 1-bar kickers. So you can't, man, if it wasn't for special teams has its own coach for a reason. And don't hit me with, well, if it would, how about if you would have scored more points? How about that? See, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about you win a whole game and scored 7 freaking points. When you had chance after chance after chance after chance to increase your lead. So miss me with the special team stuff. You had multiple opportunities to run the score up. It could have been 21-0. So when you bumbled the snap or did your special teams block, now it's a tie game. But your offense was so ass that you couldn't capitalize on your defense doing its damn job. So what we talking about? So if we're looking at the landscape of the SWAC, when I tell you it's a parity league, take that shit to the bank. It's parity out here. There is no PV of the West. This shit right here, I could burn this shit tomorrow. It's done. This is finito. Because if your offense continues to look the way it does, I won't say that they won't win a game, because that's just idiotic, right? That's idiotic. But what I'm saying is that there are going to be games where the matchups they're not good, right? Like Southern against PV is going to be a very ugly matchup because Southern has a very good defense. PV is going to live on their offense. So both sides are the same. Southern has really bad. Well, PV's defense is really bad. I'm telling you right now. PV's defense is really bad. It's not as good as it's been in the past. Even though they've been super boring, that defense is not good, right? So now PV's got to figure out what they're going to do offensively. They're probably going to go with Cam Peters from here on out because Lucas Cooley, you could send that Bama back to wherever you got him. He ain't it, right? So they're probably going to go with Cam Peters. And how they fix that defense, I do not know, right? So now you got that. Southern has a good defense. Listen, I don't have a problem with Coach Terrence Graves and the offensive staff trying to put in Zay. The game is an out-of-conference game. You know, Perry tell you it's a must-win. It wasn't a must-win in my book. But I didn't have a problem with them putting Zay in because you just want to see what the kid got, right? Who knows? He can give you a spark, see what the kid got. Noah Biden wasn't doing nothing, so clearly it is what it is, right? So I'm cool with that. FAMU's D-line, FAMU's front seven isn't as special as it used to. FAMU's front seven isn't as good at it as it used to be. So that's their weak link. DBs are pretty decent. Offense is pretty good, right? Offensive line's a little shaky. So that's how they can get got, right? You got Alcorn. Alcorn doesn't have a quarterback. Now, I like Vaughn. They need to give Mako back to Mizzou. They need to give him back. Put him back on the limit lot because they need to give him back because he ain't it. And I've been telling G, he ain't it. But hey, Draco, Mako, Lako, Keiko, Costco, I don't give a damn. Give that man back wherever you got him. Costco got a limited policy, a limited return policy. Give him back, right? He ain't it. So, but their defense is legit. Their defense is legit, right? So you have all these. There's Jackson State, right? You don't know what that offense is going to continue to look like. The front seven doesn't look bad. I think Jackson State at this time right now is probably the most balanced team, but the play calling is what you're like, right? Because Jackson State looks good. The linebackers look good. The D-line isn't bad. The DBs are shaky, right? So they're the opposite of FAMU. FAMU's DBs are pretty good, but the linebackers, I like Eric Horn. He's pretty good, but it's just not clicking, right? Jackson State's probably right now, the most even team on both sides of the ball that you're just like, oh, they're not special, but they're not bad. So if like you was rating them in college football, they'll probably be like 75, right? And if you was rating FAMU, it'll probably be like 85, 70. You know what I'm saying? Like defense wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that. So you got Jackson State living in that middle line. Who else we got? Listen, Valley is atrocious. Valley is dog. Put that nigga on. They quarterback. Dog, the nigga need to play. He need to be playing guard. Get him away from the quarterback position. He's that kid. Listen, anybody who's played sports knows, right? He's the kid that's the biggest kid. He like, hey, I want to play quarterback. No, take your ass and play guard. You're playing center. Man, I'm telling you, man, I can play quarterback, man. Listen, I'll be in the backyard. Me and my big brother, I'll be back there like this, throwing dots. Get the guard. Get your ass in the guard position. Like, that's what Kendrick, I'm telling you, Tijerian Williams is going to get Kendrick Wade fired. Now, I don't know if he has another quarterback. I do not know. But let me tell you this. I'm blaming every SWAC school that has a quarterback problem. Damon Stewart, listen to me very carefully. Damon Stewart from Alabama State is still on the market. He went to a school, he left that school. How that no of these SWAC teams have picked up Damon Stewart is absolutely atrocious. I believe Damon Stewart is still in the portal. I'm not 100% sure. I went on his Twitter a couple weeks ago. He didn't have a team on his Twitter profile, so I think he's still available. The mere fact that none of these SWAC schools who had quarterback issues and have not picked up Damon Stewart, you're smoking crack. You are smoking crack. PV, crack smokers. Alcorn, crack smokers. Southern, crack smokers. Y'all are smoking the strongest of crack because your quarterback situation is not that good. It is not that good. So you better figure it out. I thought he left. The last time I checked, he didn't have Southeast Louisiana on his profile. It was empty, so I don't know if he's still looking for a home or whatever. But he would have. Hello, Damon. You trying to play? Get off the couch. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Come on over here. Right. So that's what I'm doing. So let me listen. PV fans, y'all need to shut the hell up. And PV versus everybody, y'all need to be fact checking him. And Lionel, I think, listen, Lionel does great work. He's funny, he's good, he rep PV, nothing wrong with it. Make sure that Bama's, because listen, let me just be very clear. If I was allowed to say half the stuff that these other Bamas say, y'all would crucify me. Can we just talk about all the stuff I was right on before we go to the stuff I was wrong about? Right? Let's talk about, I was right about Daniel Richardson. Can we just say that? I said Daniel Richardson. Listen, the one thing about me is I'm going to give you the film to back up whatever I'm saying. It's not just me like PV versus everybody. Oh, I love my school so much that they can't do nothing wrong, and we have the best quarterback ever. No, I'm not doing that. Right? I show you the film, I give you the assessment, I give you the breakdown, and I tell you what it is. So I let the film I let the film speak for itself, right? I told you about Robert McDaniels. I said his tape is bad. Did anybody hear his name called at Jackson State? I didn't see him. Maybe he was hurt. I didn't see him play. I didn't see his number. I don't even know his number. But I didn't hear not a Robert, not a McDaniel, not a McDonald's, not a McChicken. I didn't hear nothing. I ain't hear nothing. McGriddle, nothing. So I'm gonna just stay on that, right? I told you PV didn't have no quarterback. I kept saying it all summer. I said I saw the spring game. The rest of y'all niggas didn't see the spring game. I saw the spring game. It looked like Stevie Wonder playing Battleship. B8, you missed. D5, you missed. F7, Stevie, we don't go to F. Oh. E6, you missed. That's what PV spring game looked like from the quarterbacks. I saw it. Y'all didn't see it. They took that shit down off YouTube. I saw it. So I'm not telling you something that I didn't watch the film and tell you, hey, this is bad. This ain't good. Da, da, da. It was bad. Straight bad. UAPB looked slow. He must have been suspended for the second half, too, because I didn't see him in there either. Must have been suspended for the second half because I didn't see him there either. All right? So, it is all, listen, UAPB, them niggas look like they was running in mud. Like, how a quarterback go from one side of the field and runs clear across the other side of the field and scores a touchdown, I could never understand in college football, but hey, whatever. Who else? Who else we talking about? Alabama A&M. Let me say this. A&M's offensive line. Montebello, Trudy Fruity. Alabama's O-line is going to be their saving grace this year. They looked really good against Auburn. Really good. Now, the score got out of hand and everything like that. I get it. But they looked really good against Auburn. I'm telling you that right now. So be mindful of that Alabama O-line. I'm not saying Connor Manning gonna keep his job because he's gonna get fired. But that O-line looked really good for Alabama A&M. That's all I'm saying. And they held their own. And remember, they got a senior watch list on there too. Cal, coming to you, 9868. What's up, Cal?
Yo, I know you having Christmas right now, ain't it?
Boy, it's Christmas in September, baby.
Oh shit! I know Jack State lost. I hate that for us, but I know Fairview lost too. So I don't know what you more happy about. And Southern lost. That made me a little bit happy. Southern lost.
Listen, I picked PV to win, because I just assumed they would just have the mental. Yeah, I picked PV to win. Because I just thought they would have the mental edge. I mean, you beat them 10 times. Like, what's another time, right? Like, but Chris Dishman had his team ready to play and ready to go. I knew Southern was going to lose. listen, man. You can say whatever. Perry can say all the stuff you want to talk about. Oh, this is a must-win game. Y'all niggas weren't winning that game. Y'all weren't winning that game. Losers find a way to lose. Winners find a way to win. Simple.
All right, but quick question for you. I know you watched that FAM game.
Yeah, I did.
The SWAC in general. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I said I watched it.
Well, it's about more the SWAC in general. I think every school the SWAC. I think it's going to be like a 2-loss SWAC champion type of year. I think everybody's going to beat everybody. Whoever's going to come up the East is going to have two losses. And whoever's going to come out the West is going to have 2 losses. West might be really trash though. I don't know.
Listen, I don't disparage that. I think it's going to be a game of matchups, like how you match up with a certain team, right? We still haven't seen what Alabama State looks like. That's going to be the key on Sunday is what does Alabama State look like, right? Because they might be the most complete team in the SWAC. If we're being honest, right, based off the quarterback play, see how the running back look, the O-line, the D-line, they could come out and look the most complete team out of everybody in the SWAC. Because right now, everybody got holes. Everybody got holes, right? So that game on Sunday is going to be a real determining factor of how you go forward listing these teams out, knowing what we know after week 1.
What's your ranking gonna look like?
You gotta wait to the show. That's what the whole point of the show is.
All right, last question. Well, last statement. One thing I did like about Jack State, I agree on the play calling was kind of suspect. Like some of them plays, I don't know. I did like the punter. And that's going to be a big weapon for us. He did flip the field a few times. I think it's something underrated, as you see with Southern. I saw it all a few years ago, that special teams is very not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not emphasized enough. That's third of the game, though. But that's all I got right now. I'll sit back and listen.
Hey, appreciate it, Cal. Listen, special teams has been around for 60 years. If you want to be the team that neglects it, that is on you. I do not feel sorry for any team that loses a game based off special teams, because coming into the game, you have to do special teams. Like I'm not, if somebody get on here talking about Scotty, man, we only lost because of special teams. No shit, Sherlock. It's a part of the game. Herb, coming to you, then JB coming to you. What's up, Herb?
Hey, bro. I'm coming off of this football high, just like everybody else right now.
It's been so much, bro. So much.
Dude, let me just say this, man. I know people are talking about, Florida A&M eking it out, but I'm gonna tell y'all now, the way South Carolina State was grinding on that line in the second half, they almost made that line tap out on that next to last drive, man. The way they were running the ball, that's going to be a real vulnerability for them going forward.
Yeah, I agree.
That was wild, man. The way they was running the ball, and they were smacking them in the mouth the entire game too. Eric Phoenix was shaking in the first half. He settled down in the second half and looked really, really solid. I think he's going to be straight going forward. I don't know what the hell happened to PV, man, for real. They look rough. Dude, I tell you who shocked me today. I watched that Morgan State game.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that run offense that Morgan State has.
You know what? I'm sorry, real quick. When's the last time Morgan State has scored 30 points? Like that, when I looked at the game, I was like, Morgan State scored 30?
Dude, and not just that, man. I mean, I watched the game on Flow Sports, and first half, Ty Smith, Ty Smith, that dude's, WCAC product. And first half, he wasn't passing the ball well. Second half, that dude was a completely different quarterback.
Oh, wow.
He was passing it. He was running the RPO extremely efficiently. And when I say those guys ran for damn near 300 yards, man.
Whoa.
I mean, yeah, they ended, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they ended at like 280, 285 or so. They ran almost for 300 yards tonight. That that's scary, dude. That's scary as hell. And I mean, don't take that lightly because I think Hampton is a lot better than people thought they were going to be. But yeah, I'm eager to see what the rest of the SWAC is going to look like. You know, I'm looking forward to tomorrow and seeing, you know, how we match up against Central. But yeah, I don't know, man. The West is looking like the Wild West.
Boy, you ain't lying.
Possible.
You ain't lying. I think the East is gonna be the beast from the East. Whoever comes out on top, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So it's gonna be. Listen, I think all eyes are gonna be on y'all tomorrow because everybody's seeing their flaws. They like, man, these niggas gotta have some type of flaw. So they just hoping that Bama State got, you know, more flaws than everybody else. But we'll see what it look like, you know, against NCCU. See if y'all can come out on top on the MEAC. But I appreciate the call as always, Herb.
Sure.
Hey, listen, before I go to JB, I know we don't talk D2, and make sure y'all tune in because the D2 football conversation next week on Rebuttal, my boy Kendrick, is going to be good. But can we say that boy David Wright is like that? That boy David Wright from Clark, Atlanta, that boy like that. He was throwing dots, okay? Shout out to David Wright from Clark, Atlanta, man. 3363 coming to you, JB.
Hey, Scotty, how you doing, sir?
What's up, man? Talk to me. First, before you say anything, I need to hear about Bethune-Cookman. I don't care what. Don't say nothing else about nobody else. Go to Bethune-Cookman first.
We played like ass. I mean, honestly, I saw that game, Scotty. I hate timid play. I hate timid approaches. I hate people who look like that they were too big for the moment because all this chirping. And so, Scotty, this is why when people are saying, watch out for BC, watch out for BC, watch out for BC, I say, guys, let's hold on for a second. Let's see how we come out. And so guess what? We play USF. USF is an FBS team. At the same time, though, I do not like it when people talk, when people say, watch out for Cookman. And then I see us come out scared, timid again from all facets of the game. It's like, honestly, the play calling angered me. Quarterback timidness angered me. Scotty, I watched the game for about 10 minutes and then I had to switch it. See, the bad part is you told me the guy from Clark, Atlanta. Guess what? We play Clark, Atlanta in 3 weeks at home. So now I'm thinking, damn, we got Mercer next week. We got Western Michigan the week after, and then Clark, Atlanta. So guess what? This could be an 0-4 start.
Ooh, listen, y'all, yeah. Clark might put 30 on y'all. Clark might put 30 on y'all for real.
Yeah. Let me get the other stuff out. I mean, it's like the biggest win goes Delaware State because they had that long game against Hawaii last weekend. The travel issues they had, they play a Sacred Heart team tonight. They hold on for the win. They get the defensive stop. They stop a 2-point conversion. So kudos to them for getting that out of conference win for that. Good win for FAMU tonight. But I got 2 questions though, Scotty. Okay. I did see that Southern game as well. Can we folks talk about the recycling of SWAC coaches? Guy plays for one school, they go another school, things are great. If a guy who had an issue at one SWAC school, why do we believe that he goes to another SWAC school, he's all of a sudden going to blow up and change the world? And the coaching for that Southern game bothered the hell out of me because look, Southern's offense was ass. I agree with you on that. But if you're going to pull the quarterback, why pull the quarterback with less than 8 minutes to go on the ball game?
Yeah, that was a little shaky.
The timing, that
was a little shaky. I think if you're gonna make that, listen, shout out to PV for making that change in their game, right? Like after halftime, they was like, "Hey, this dude ain't doing it," and I agree with you. If you're gonna make that change, make it at halftime. Give the kid enough time to really get into the game. You know what I'm saying? Like really get into the flow of the game. And I think Zay would have brought them a different aspect to the game, right? Like Noah Biden is not much of a runner, but Zay is. And I think you're asking a lot of a kid to come back, you know, big time, like his first collegiate game, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot. It's a lot.
First collegiate game, momentum is happening. The other thing is also last question I ask. I don't get so many people and whatnot. I did catch the tail end of the FAMU South Carolina State game as well. And this might be unfair for me to ask, I want to ask it anyway. Remember we kept talking about how Chennis Berry coaches in these kind of games. We talked about how he coached in these playoff games, how we kind of stunk up the joint. And now people say, okay, he's going to go to South Carolina State, he's going to do big things, etc. And what happens? He blows a late lead against FAMU. He blew a late lead against someone who was FAMU's coach, was on the coaching staff, but it was only his second game as a collegiate head coach. Barry has all this quote-unquote coaching experience, and he basically wet the bed late. So is it fair to talk about the quote-unquote greatness of Kenneth Barry, or am I being unfair here?
I think you're being a tad bit unfair because let me be real with you, JB. You know I agree with you. He can't coach. He can't out coach most coaches. He just can't. I'm gonna give it especially white coaches. I told you if they light it in a brown paper bag, he gonna lose. So, but
right.
To get you got to give Kenneth Barry credit to get them up to get ready to go play the champs at FAMU. First game in the D1 in the D1 environment, you got to give him credit for that. Now, the issue is
he's got to close.
This team hasn't been through the fire enough to come out of the fire, right? Like FAMU, Daniel's been in the fire, and FAMU as a team has been in the fire. And the leadership on this team has been in the fire together, right? Cozy's been in the fire with these boys. Joseph Henry's been in the fire with these boys, right? So they all have the sense of awareness to be like, what? We're good. We're good. We're at home. We're straight. We're good, right? And then you got Daniel Make It Happen Richardson, who's always going to feel like they got a chance. And so I think it was just a mentally tougher team than South Carolina State. That's just really where I think it boiled down to in this game. I think FAMU was just more mentally tough and this is why I say that D-line didn't stop nobody until it had to stop somebody. That is championship resolve. We got to get this stop to get the ball back for our offense to go score again. They did that. They score. Now they're up. They got to get one more stop to end the game. They do that again. So you got to give credit where credit is due for this, the championship resolve in that team to be like, we need to make a play when we need to make a play. So got to give them credit for that. But 80% of what you're saying, I agree with though.
Go ahead.
No, I said 80% of what you just said, I do agree. It's just that 20%, I'm like, you got to give them some kind of leeway for a new team on the road, week one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And the way they play, it was really good.
That's fair. I guess the other thing is like we've seen this from Kenneth Barry coach teams before, where it's like comes in there, all the excitement, and then you end up laying an egg. But I do see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah. So, but I think this is gonna make the team stronger because going through games like this, they build you. They build you, right? You know what you did wrong. Right. You know how you gotta put Bama's away when you can. And they're out of conference schedule before they get into the MEAC. Because remember, all they got to do is win 4 or 5 games, and they in the Celebration Bowl. And I think they can compete. They're going to be one of the top teams in the conference because that O-line is going to save them time in and time again. And their D-line, that number 1, that kid is good. I don't know his name. He's nice. So they're going to always have an opportunity to play, and they play really, really hard. And I think they're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough out for anybody. So yeah, I like it. But appreciate the call though, JB.
Thank you.
All right. Let me say this, Cal. I want to answer this question. And we'll talk more about this when the game comes. The Southern and Jackson game, it's going to be a slugfest, in my personal opinion, right? Because I think that Southern's front 7 is good enough to stop Jackson State's running attack. I believe that. I think Jackson State's front 7 is good enough to stop that horrible offense that Southern has. I agree with that. What it's going to come down to is play calling, special teams, and quarterback play. That is what it's going to come down to. Jacoby and Morgan versus Noah or whoever Southern decides to play. TC Taylor play calling and Mark Frederick's ass play caller because they trash ass play calling. And special teams. That's what it's going to come down to. So that's what it's going to look like. That's what it comes down to me when I break that game down as of right now. Bobby, coming to you.
Yo.
What's goody?
Man, if this game was in South Carolina, it would have been an L. That's honesty.
That's fine.
But I say that because the crowd in Bragg played a part in that game. There was times where they got loud and boys couldn't hear nothing, and it caused them to either get a delay game or call a timeout. Saw that happen multiple times. the thing that I like is I do see like the gears cranking when stuff is going wrong, and like you said, they getting stops when they need the stop.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have to fix that front seven, and I don't even know. Like, I don't know who's hurt to know if there is a fix this year, or if this is something we're gonna just have to battle with throughout the entire year. Because we're light on the defensive line.
Oh man, it's not even. Yeah, it's not even close. You guys are. Ooh, Jesus.
I think we only have one dude that's like 300. Everybody else is like 280, 290 listed.
But let me say this. I told Mr. Campbell this when I talked to him. I said, getting guys with no film just because they're FBS does not make them good. It doesn't like FAMU is not good enough to get through that. It happens to everybody, right? People get so enamored with Bama just because they come from FBS and they look a certain way, or they went to North Carolina, or they went to Memphis and all these schools, but they ain't got no tape. And I'm like, it does not make them good. It doesn't. And you're seeing that. You need to go find guys. See, people are so enamored with getting guys from D1. You need to go find some Bamas from D2 who got some really good tape. And you're like, hey, I think he would do really well here moving up, right? Like, you got to look both ways. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a lot of coaches are doing it. They just say, oh, I got an FBS transfer. Oh, I got an FBS transfer. And they get there with no tape and they ass.
Yeah.
Ass.
But, you know, we lost a bunch of seniors and then Gentle Hunt, you know, and you just can't replace those type people, like the mentors and Mentor and Gentle Hunt. You cannot just replace those two guys.
Yeah. Listen,
you know what I mean?
Listen, it's not just them though. You got Cheney, you got Dunn, you got Gentle. Like, you lost a lot on that D-line. You know, Isaiah Major, you know what I'm saying? Like, and let's be very clear, those guys all went FBS. So that just tells you the talent. That just tells you Gentle Hunt went to Illinois. I think Dunn went to some G5 school, and I think Cheney went to Colorado or something like that, right? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, like they didn't just, you know, stay. They didn't make no lateral moves. They didn't go to like Southeast Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? All them Bamas made the jump, and some of them went Power 4. So that lets you know how good they were.
And they're playing.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And I'm going to say this, even though he went to UAPB, we missed Burke.
Who? Oh, Kareem Burke. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He would have been special.
Gassett would have been nasty.
Yeah, he you know, and Kareem messed that up for himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, just not doing what he was supposed to be doing and stuff like that. I know he hating it at UAPB because that shit ain't it. Oh, I know he hating it. Oh, I know he hating it because UAPB is not it. Ain't it? 1, 2, 3, not it.
But all right, my brother.
Appreciate the call, B.
Yep.
Let's get back to these scrubs. Because it's real funny to me. I don't see no Coach Green in here. I don't see no Said in here. I don't see no PV versus everybody. They all be in my chat any other day. Any other time I'm talking, they be in my chat. This is why I tell y'all, because remember, Said came in the chat. He called in. I said, y'all never keep the same energy when y'all lose. Y'all niggas never keep. I said, I got to come on this channel every single day. Every single day. Win, lose, draw. I got to come on here, eat crow. Everything I say is on wax, right? But these niggas, they be out here willy-nillying. Willy-nillying. They don't want to be in the chat. I hit Said on Facebook Messenger. He still ain't hit me back. He went ghost. He ghosted me on Messenger. How you ghost me on Messenger? How you ghost me on Messenger? G know my pain. J Max know my pain. You know, Dave and them. Listen, nobody know pain like Dave. Hey, listen, don't to be on a platform with an NCCU alum and you go 1-11 and you lose to your rival. Yo, that ain't gotta be pain. That's a different type of pain. That's a different type of pain. Oh, my stomach. Oh, my stomach. Oh, Jesus. That's a different type of pain. Listen, could you imagine being on a show with your rival and then your rival beats you and then in the process you have a horrible season and your rival he right there every day. Every day he right there. That's tough. That's tough. That's funny. That's, since they ain't going to no SWAC championship, since this shirt is over, let me just excuse me. Since we got that out the way, since we got that out, it's about to be. I'm about to wash my kid's bike with this. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be outside washing the bikes with this PV shirt. Since it is what it is, but nah, like at the end of the day, if you're PV, you got to be looking at everybody with a side eye. You got to be looking at everybody. And shout out to Carlos, bro. Carlos, you've been rocking with Texas Southern from the jump, bro. With Andrew, everybody. Listen, he was texting me. Carlos was texting me. He's like, Scotty, we're going to get it. Scotty, I'm telling you, we're going to get this game. And I'm like, he just got too much faith, right? Like, I mean, he got faith like a chick that nigga just keep cheating on him. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn, that nigga cheating on you again and you still with him? Scotty, I'm telling you, he going to get right. He going to get right. And they got right. They got right. Even like I said, even a blind squirrel finds something. Listen, Texas Southern got right. They sure did. Shout out to KJ Cooper, man. Shout out to KJ Cooper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a top 5 quarterback. I don't even think there's 5 quarterbacks in the SWAC that even can make. I'm probably gonna do a top 3. It ain't even 5 quarterbacks in the SWAC worth rating. If we're being honest. Hey, listen. Okay, listen. I know the score. Okay, let's talk about Grambling. Okay, and everybody knows I'm high on Grambling. Everybody knows that. All right, everybody knows that. Let me say this. I know what the score says. I know this. I know what the score says. But I'm telling you, if you watch the game, Dooley was dialing it up. I'm not, listen, you can say, I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Dooley. I am not. But if you watch the game, Dooley was dialing it up. He was, and what I mean dialing it up, let me be very clear. I'm not saying it was bombs over Baghdad. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is the formation setups, the motion, the different looks, it looked good. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I'm telling you right now, Grambling is going to be a team you do not want to see. I mean, no, dog, I'm telling you, it's a team you do not want to see. Now, the DBs looked a little shaky. I ain't going to hold you. DBs look a little shaky. The defense still looks a little shaky. It does. But offensively, I'm telling you, they look pretty good. Offensively, they looked, yes. I'm telling you, they got some guys. Javon, the number 0 kid, they got some guys over there, man. They really do. They got some horses. And that is a team you do not want to go to sleep on. I'm telling you, that's a team you do not want to go to sleep on. It's a good foundation on a short period of time. CB can cover us. But I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Grambling is a team you're not going to want to see. If they and once again, week 1, ULL, You know, it didn't look all that good. Listen, that kid looked. You don't want to see that kid in the open space. And listen, he looked like he got 2 kids. He got that Home Alone white dude gold tooth. He got like a gold tooth grill. He looked like he looked like he got 2 kids, and he work a full-time job. I'm trying. He don't look like no college kid. I'm telling you that right now. He looked like he got a gold tooth, teeth, grill, whatever. And he looked like he got about 2 kids, 2 baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? And he out there playing for his life. That's what he looked like. He out there playing for his life. That kid good. That kid is good. So I'm gonna just tell you this right now. That State Fair Classic is not going to look good for PV. If they don't get this thing going and they change it, it's not going to look good for PV in the State Fair Classic. I'm telling you this right now. Grambling and Jack, listen to me. I'm telling you right now. I keep telling y'all, if I'm telling you a mouse can pull a cart, hook the damn cart up. I'm telling you right now, that Grambling and Jackson State game, you're going to see fireworks. You're going to see fireworks. And I'm telling you, it is going to be a hell of a game down in the hole. If it's one game you do not want to miss, it's that Grambling and Jackson State game. Because I'm telling you right now, I would not be surprised if Grambling puts 20 to 30 points up on Jackson State. I'm telling you, I'm not telling you something that I'm telling you. They offense is like that. And Dooley is dialing it up. I'm seeing formations that I have never seen from Dooley. They went this formation in goal line. I don't even know what it's called. And Blue, please help me out. It was a quarterback and three. I can't draw on this, but it was a quarterback. I'm the quarterback, and it was like 3 people behind him. I don't know if it's the wing T or a full house or whatever you want to call it, but I seen the formation in NCAA, but I don't know what the T formation. I ain't never seen Dooley call that. I ain't never seen Dooley call it. That joker, what I'm telling y'all, watch what I'm telling you. Dooley dialing it up. Dooley dialing it up. I ain't never seen Dooley call that play. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be different. I'm telling you right now, it's going to look different. It's going to be different. So listen, you know, I call Dooley what Dooley is. But I'm telling you right now, they came out of the ULL game 5 wide. Like 5 wide. They like, hey, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Miles is so tall. Like he just towers. Like you see him, he has the presence of a quarterback. Like he towers. The only thing is they got to make it easy for him to process it faster, right? I keep telling this. Motion, shifting, formation shifts and motion is going to help Miles process the game faster because that is his hindrance. He doesn't process it fast enough to get it out. But when he makes the throw, he can make all the throws. So they got to help him on that side of the ball. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that Grambling game is going to be a pivotal game in the SWAC to let you know who's on. It's either, and I think both of those teams are going to be, like if I was ranking the teams, they're pretty much ranked, to me, they're going to be rated the same, right? Just in ability and talent and all that type of stuff. That game is going to be good. And listen to me close, Pothole State fans. Do not let the Lane and Southern game get you in trouble and please hear me when I tell you this. Don't let the Southern and Lane game give you a false sense of hope going into the Grambling game. When you get to that Grambling game, you need to look at it as like this is a blank slate because that team you're going to see from Grambling is not going to be the same team they played ULL. I'm telling you that right now. So it's going to be a game. It is going to be a game, and it's a game that I feel like if you're a Jackson State fan, you cannot miss that game. If you're a Grambling State fan, you cannot miss that game. It's going to be fireworks. I really believe that. I really believe it might be like a 3-point game, maybe a 7-point game. I can't tell you who's gonna, but it's gonna be a good one. It is definitely gonna be a good one. All right, but guys, I'm gonna get up out of here. I hope you guys have a great night, man. PV. The question that you keep asking is why not PV? Because you ass. That's why. You ass. All you and your 12 fans. Ass. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless.